Hey, David Taub here, co-creator of nextlevelguitar.com. Hope all is well and your guitar journey is going famously, and we're going to continue today with part 2 of our continuing series on beginner lead guitar, where we're showing you lots of different lead guitar techniques that you could do to start jazzing up your lead guitar playing and really add some new life to it and add some flavor. So you're not just playing notes, but you're doing things with those notes that are musically interesting. And in the first lesson, we discussed some slides, and be sure to check out that lesson if you missed it. And we're going to continue with slides in this lesson, but adding some more passing tones with our slides and a few more slide licks. Real quick, if you'd like a free video lesson that's not on YouTube and a coinciding ebook where I diagram out like 21 scales, including the scale we're going to work on today, just click on the link in the text box below this video and I'll send them both to you. Click on that link, follow the screens, you'll get a free ebook and a free video lesson from Next Level Guitar. It's good stuff, check it out. Now, in the first lesson, I also showed you the scale we're going to be using throughout this series, which is our minor pentatonic expanded blues scale, and we are going to be in the key of B minor throughout this series. The progression we're playing over, B minor 7th to E minor 7th, F sharp minor 7th, the 1-4-5 minor blues, and the turnaround chord is 7 sharp 9. You don't necessarily have to know all that, but it's nice to know the chords you're playing over, like I was talking about in the first lesson. Always know what chords you're soloing over, because it's the chords that really give you the roadmap to what you can use solo and improvisation wise. The key is only a little part of it. Know those chords, right? Know them! All right, so I'll show you a piece of that last lesson. The scale we're going to use, here it is the minor pentatonic expanded blues scale, where we're going to combine 3 box shapes to get you playing across the neck. Check it out. So get real comfortable with that scale and just practice it up and back, and build up the speed. And get really comfortable with that and know where the root notes are. Now you know the scale, you know the jam. If you don't have this jam track, that's okay. At the end of this lesson, I'll just run it for a while, a minute or so, and you could use that to practice. And then of course you can always check out in the text box. I will put links to our full-on jam track series. We have rock jam tracks, blues jam tracks, Delta blues jam tracks that I went into the studio and recorded. They sound great, came out awesome. So you can check those out if you like. If you need more killer sounding jam tracks, always get good sounding tracks. There's a lot of bad sounding tracks out there, but you know, it's very motivating to play over a really inspiring, good sounding track. We're playing 6 notes. Now we're going to start adding some notes using slides, but we're going to add them in a passing fashion. So technically, if you're using this box shape even, right? What you could do is, you're playing every note straight down on the 7th fret. Remember, we're in the key of B minor. Okay, so just take the notes from the 6th fret and slide them with an 8th note slide into the scale. So we're kind of using them as pseudo passing tones, but we can create little melodies with them, and it's a great way to add interest to your playing, because you hear these outside notes, but you just don't want to hang on them. See, that sounds very bad if you hang on that note, but if I use it in passing, it sounds cool, because your ear really can't pick off the dissonance if you play the note and slide it right into the scale. It just hears something a little outside, but it's cool. Not enough, though, unless you hang on it. So don't try to vibrato those notes or bend them. Just slide right into the scale, using them as kind of like an 8th note, one end. Right? And we could create little kind of little melodies with them, but it's a great way to use slides to kind of jazz up your playing, right? So if I'm playing in this little shape, so you see I could go outside and grab, like I'm grabbing on the G string, grabbing that G string, no pun intended, on that 6th fret and pulling it into the 7th. You can do the same thing on the D string. Listen how it sounds over the jam track if I add those little passing kind of notes in there. Remember, we talked about in the last lesson, letting your notes breathe. All I'm doing using that 8th note passing on the G and the D strings. I could use it on the B string too. They're great little tools. So I use that on the high E string. From that 6th to the 7th fret. So throw those in. Just don't overdo it. I was doing them a lot there just to prove the point, how easy it is just to take them, slide them in, and that's an easy way to add that cool kind of outside texture. As long as we're using slides, and remember from the first lesson in this series, I was showing you, especially on that D and G string, using that slide, combining it with vibrato, 7th to 9th fret, and then also on that, when we're going back into this, kind of other position in minor pentatonic as we use all 3 scales combined, that 5th to 7th fret is a great slide on that D, that flat 3rd, and those E notes, the 4th, and on the low E string. So get comfortable with those, and then, of course, you got that slide from the 7th to the 9th on the A string. There's us passing. Okay, another cool slide lick is when you slide from the end the lick on that root note high E string on the B note, and then immediately slide to the B note on the 12th fret of the B string. Now they're both B notes. If I stretch, both B's, but they have a little different timbre because of the different thickness of the string. And it sounds nice. That's kind of called sliding from the 1, the B to the 1. A lot of blues guys use that. So, but it sounds really cool going from each of the B notes. So let's hear how that sounds over the track, where I'll end the lick on the high E string, 7th fret, on that B note, and then immediately use that second finger to slide up to the B string on the 12th fret, going from that 1 to the 1. It'll sound pretty cool. So you see how I could go right from that B to that B. I'll do it again. Some bends. So with all these licks, what you want to do is kind of play the track and noodle around with them and find what sounds good to your ears and really exploit those half-step passing tones because they sound so killer. And I'll give you another cool slide lick. When I say slide lick, usually when someone says slide lick, you're talking about playing with a glass slide or a metal slide. I'm just talking about sliding around within a scale to give you some different tones so you're not always doing the same thing. Another cool slide lick is when you kind of create a little melody within a slide lick, and it could be something even very simple, like we're going to slide from that 7th fret on the B string up to our A note, 10th fret on the B string, and then slide back, but try to do it within a melody. You can hum it in your head. Da-dum, 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 da. You do it on the high E string too. Right? And you're, instead of playing notes, picking each one, you're sliding in between and getting that long slide in between those 3 frets, that minor third. It sounds pretty cool when you do it over the track. Check it out. Then we'll do an intro lick. There's a 1 to the 1. So you see how I did it there on the B string and on the high E string. Just by, sliding around within those notes in the scale. Now, I'm not doing anything really super complex here. I'm staying right in that same scale, playing over all the chords, just doing little things to give you some ideas. And as you go along in your lead guitar journey, you'll find it's an evolution, and you'll get tons more stuff that you can do. And the big thing to keep in mind is to just remember to try to milk your notes for as much emotion and as much passion as you can, and don't just be so quick to get off of them and just start playing fast and getting to the next idea. If you find something that sounds good, stay with it, vary it a little, change the note or the rhythm around, keep going with it, and that's what draws people into your solos. Melody, right? That's the key. That's why they're always saying, get to the hook of the song, get to the chorus, why they want to hit you over the head with the chorus of a song and get to it real quick, because that's what sticks in your head, and that's how people remember it. Same thing with soloing. You want to complement the song, and you also want to engage your listeners with your soloing, right? And how do you do that? With melody a lot of times. And I'm not saying that you can't play fast melodically, because you can. All I'm saying is right now, early on in your lead guitar journey, you want to slow it down, really concentrate on quick bursts of notes with melodic intent, and that will get the ideas churning in your head, and then go off from there and go off, and you can go a little crazier, then come back to that idea, come back to that melody that you're playing in your solo, or that rhythmic idea, or that little ditty that you were doing, and people be like, ooh, you'll create what I call head turning licks. Where people will be, listening to you playing, all of a sudden they'll be like, what was that? What was that? And that's what I call a head-turning lick. Really catches their ears, right? Stay tuned for more in this series. This is only the second lesson in this series. I'm going to do a bunch more. We're going to work on string bending and maybe some hammer and pull licks and other different rhythmic devices and things that you could do. Easy things. I'm just getting you going. Just giving you that little push, just that little something, little extra to give you as you go along in your lead guitar journey. Practice over jam tracks. Remember, sign up by clicking on the link below, and we'll get you a free video lesson and a coinciding ebook. I want you to see these scales drawn out on paper. That will really help you put it together between here and your heart, and seeing it on paper and be able to get you assimilating these into your playing quicker, right? And have fun. Give yourself plenty of fun time on that guitar. Put on the track and just get lost within it. Get lost within that track. Don't worry about playing anything too complex or lots and lots of notes. Keep it simple at first, right? We'll see you soon. Take care. I'm David Taub, co-creator, nextlevelguitar.com. Keep on rocking.